Have you ever sat quietly beside your lifelong companion and suddenly felt a tiny chill, as though a familiar door had begun to drift closed without warning? That unsettling question, is my partner falling out of love, touches many seniors who have already weathered decades of life together. Recognizing early emotional distance can spare both hearts from deeper hurt and give you the chance to steer the ship back towards safe, loving waters. Today, we'll gently explore 5 early red flags that often signal a partner's affection is fading. In each section, I'll share a short, relatable story from couples like you and offer practical, age-friendly steps to keep the bond resilient. By understanding these signals now, you empower yourself to respond with calm wisdom rather than panic, and keep the love you built shining bright together. So take a deep breath, settle in your chair, and listen with an open heart. Red flag number 1, decreased eye contact and physical closeness. Think back to the gentle comfort of a familiar hand squeeze or the sparkle you once exchanged across the breakfast table. When these tiny gestures grow scarce, it can be the first quiet alarm bell. Decreased eye contact and less spontaneous touch often signal that emotional warmth is cooling. Robert, 72, told me he realized something was off when his wife Linda stopped resting her hand on his arm while they watched their favorite quiz show. It felt like the couch grew wider, he said with a sad chuckle. Such small gaps may seem harmless at first, yet they reveal a partner retreating into private space. For seniors, physical connection is more than romance. It affirms safety after decades of shared storms. Spotting this fading closeness early lets you inquire gently rather than accuse. A calm question like, "I miss our little touches. Can we cuddle a bit?" opens conversation up. Practical step, schedule a 5-minute connection ritual twice a day. Perhaps a morning hug and an evening hand massage with lavender lotion. Research shows that even brief, intentional touch lowers blood pressure and revives a sense of partnership, especially in older adults who crave reassurance that time cannot erase affection. Start by explaining that you miss these sweet routines and would love to restart them, framing it as a shared wellness habit rather than criticism. If arthritis makes prolonged cuddling uncomfortable, sit side by side and simply let your knees touch while chatting about the grandchildren. Over the first week, gently increase the duration until it feels natural again. Celebrate progress aloud. "I felt warm all afternoon after your hug." Positive reinforcement turns the practice into a pleasant anchor instead of a chore, rebuilding closeness one soft moment at a time. Soon those small rituals can stitch respect, desire, and comfort back together. Red flag number 2, shorter conversations and one-word answers. Conversation is the lifeblood of intimacy, yet dwindling dialogue often slips in unnoticed. When a once chatty spouse begins replying with fine, maybe, or simple nods, press the pause button. Words are windows to feelings. A sudden shudder hints at retreat. Evelyn, 68, recalled that her husband Martin stopped giving detailed accounts of his weekly bowling games. Instead, he grunted "same old" and looked at his phone. She felt the shared colors of their world fading to gray. Seniors frequently chalk this change up to fatigue or hearing loss. Possibilities worth checking, but it may also reflect a desire to minimize connection. Spotting the pattern early stops resentment from brewing. Think of conversational distance like a small crack in a favorite teacup. Leave it unchecked, and one day hot tea may spill everywhere. Mend the fracture promptly, and the cherished vessel of your relationship will continue holding warmth for many comforting mornings ahead. To reopen dialogue, schedule a daily listening hour free from television or tablets. Choose a comfortable spot, pour tea, and set the gentle rule that each person speaks for 5 minutes while the other simply listens, then trades roles. Frame the practice as a grateful exchange rather than therapy. Walter and Grace tried this and soon rediscovered forgotten stories, like the time their toddler hid car keys in the cookie jar, which sparked laughter and emotional thawing. Keep questions open-ended. What part of your day made you smile? avoids yes-no traps, and invites color. If your partner hesitates, begin by sharing your own little victory, such as mastering a new recipe. Vulnerability opens doors, it rarely slams them. Over a week or two, you'll likely notice richer sentences replacing grunts, and the old sparkle dancing back into mealtime chatter. Cherish these renewed conversations as proof that care can still bloom despite distance. Remember that hearing changes can masquerade as emotional withdrawal. Before assuming disinterest, kindly ask whether background noise or muffled tones make chatting tiring. Your partner may feel embarrassed to admit difficulty catching every word, especially during family gatherings. Schedule a joint hearing check. Approaching it together reduces stigma. Doris, 75, discovered that her husband's short answers were often guesses because he missed half her sentence. Once fitted with discreet aids, he became a storyteller again. Meanwhile, position yourselves face to face, enunciate clearly, and keep lighting soft but sufficient for lip reading. Use gentle humor to defuse frustration. My mouth is moving. Are the subtitles on? Acknowledging physical limitations shows love, not pity. Whether the silence stems from ears or emotions, respectful curiosity will uncover truth faster than accusations, letting both of you mend the bridge. With restored clarity, words can once again weave the comfortable tapestry of your shared daily life together. Red flag number 3, growing interest in solo activities. When partners suddenly prioritize solitary hobbies over shared ones, it can signal emotional drift. Charles, 71, once reserved Saturday mornings for farmers market strolls with his wife May. Within a month, he began slipping out at dawn for bird-watching alone, returning just as May finished her coffee. He insisted the change was nothing personal, yet May felt left on the platform as his emotional train departed. Seniors often experience renewed curiosity, painting, gardening, online classes, which is healthy, but when enthusiasm for together time dims in parallel, it warrants attention. Think of a relationship as a pair of interlocking gears. If one spins faster elsewhere, the linkage loosens. Early recognition helps you oil the connection before teeth grind. Pay special notice when invitations to join are met with polite excuses rather than enthusiasm, as that avoidance speaks louder than the pastime itself. Unchecked, separate schedules can grow roots that pull hearts into seasons. To rebuild shared terrain, invite your partner to blend solo interests with couple time instead of erasing them. May began reading about local birds and surprise Charles by packing a lightweight thermos and joining him on a sunrise walk. She asked genuine questions. How can you tell a sparrow from a finch? And admired the peaceful stillness he treasured. Charles, touched, suggested alternating weekends, one spent birding, the next meandering through the market. This compromise honored individuality while reviving unity. Create a rotating calendar marked together adventure days. Whether it's attending a watercolor workshop side by side or streaming an online travel lecture, keep activities gentle on joints and budget. End each outing by writing a single sentence in a shared journal. Today, I learned. Over time, those sentences weave a narrative of curiosity enjoyed as a duo, reminding you both that love grows strongest in sunlight you both feel, walking hand in hand. Red flag number 4, irritation over small things and rising criticism. It's normal to bicker occasionally, yet a sudden spike in sharp comments over trivial matters often hides deeper disconnection. Picture Helen, 69, who found her husband Alan snapping because she folded towels the wrong way, something that had never mattered across 45 years. The real issue wasn't terry cloth. It was Alan's growing resentment that their lives felt predictable and confined. For seniors, minor annoyances can mask grief about aging, health scares, or unspoken loneliness. When love recedes, patience usually rides along. Viewing each criticism as a coded message, not a personal attack, helps soften defensive reflexes. Think of harsh words as smoke curling under a door. You may not see flames yet, but ignoring the smoke could endanger the whole house. Responding calmly in the moment and reflecting later on the underlying feeling can prevent sparks from igniting and restore warmth. Remember, compassion is the fire blanket every long partnership deserves. Next time criticism flares, try the pause, breathe, echo technique. First, pause to resist firing back. Second, take 2 slow breaths. Deep breathing lowers stress hormones in seconds, a welcome aid for hearts and blood pressure. Third, echo the feeling, not the words. It sounds like you're frustrated we changed our routine. Did I get that right? By reflecting emotion, you show understanding without agreeing to blame. Helen practiced this and watched Alan's shoulders drop. He admitted feeling invisible since retirement. That confession opened the door to brainstorming new projects they could tackle together, like volunteering at the library's reading corner. Assigning frustration a constructive outlet transforms criticism into collaboration. Remember, beneath every jab is usually a wish to be seen. Learning to hear the wish renews connection. Over time, the simple trio of steps becomes muscle memory, turning tense moments into gentle check-ins that protect both dignity and affection daily. Alongside communication skills, nurture self-soothing habits so small irritations fade before spilling out. Set aside a personal reset corner in your home, perhaps an armchair by the window with soft music, knitting needles, or a crossword book. Agree that either partner may retreat there for 10 minutes when temperatures rise. Then rebuild positivity through a nightly gratitude swap. Each of you names one thing the other did that day, which felt kind. Studies show couples who practice gratitude report higher satisfaction regardless of age. Helen thanked Alan for simply warming her slippers in the dryer. Alan thanked Helen for mailing birthday cards to their grandnieces. These micro-appreciations buffer tomorrow's challenges. Think of them as polishing the silverware. A few minutes of gentle effort keeps the entire set sparkling for holiday dinners yet to come. Over weeks, the practice rewires focus toward goodwill, shrinking space for petty complaints and harsh tones ever. Red flag number 5, reduced future planning together. Love naturally looks forward. When joint plans dry up, no mention of next summer's trip, skip discussion about holiday menus. It can indicate hope is shifting elsewhere. Take Nora and Gil, married 50 years. They always mapped seasonal garden projects on a wall calendar. One spring, Gil shrugged at Nora's suggestion to plant new roses and said, "Let's just see." That vague sentence echoed louder than any argument. Seniors value stability, so abandoning future talk often masks silent doubts, fears about declining health, money worries, or simply waning commitment. Recognizing this lull early allows you to unpack the real concern before calendars stay blank. Imagine the disappointment of realizing months have passed without a single circle around a planned picnic or theater matinee. Such emptiness quietly erodes excitement, making each day feel like waiting for a bus with no timetable. Yet a single proactive question can reopen the journey towards shared hope. Reviving future talk starts small. Propose one joyful goal occurring within 30 days. Nora suggested baking bread together for their neighborhood potluck. Gil agreed, so they penciled bread day and listed tasks. Shop for yeast, test grandma's recipe, invite a neighbor to taste. The visible plans sparked conversation about other short adventures. Visiting an orchid show, attending their granddaughter's school play. Psychologists call this micro-anticipation, and research links it to increased life satisfaction in older couples. Keep goals realistic to health and budget, and celebrate completion with a photo taped beside the calendar. Each image becomes a stepping stone, proving that tomorrow still belongs to both of you. Gradually extend the horizon to 6 months, then a year. By plotting hope together, you remind your hearts they share the same compass, even as seasons change. Remember that hope is fuel, and shared plans fill the tank for journeys no matter how the mileage. These 5 early red flags, less touch, shrinking talk, solo pursuits, rising criticism, and vanish plans are gentle signals, not verdicts. Seen through caring eyes, they become invitations to strengthen your partnership rather than mourn it. Remember, decades spent weaving a life together have already proved your resilience. Approach each sign with curiosity, kindness, and the practical steps we've discussed, and you'll likely discover new layers of closeness waiting to bloom. Please share this video with friends who might need reassurance. Tap the like button so more seniors can find these insights, and subscribe for weekly guidance designed to keep seasoned love shining. Your support helps grow a community where wisdom, warmth, and companionship flourish. Together, we can turn potential heartache into heartfelt renewal, proving that love's river runs deep even when its surface appears still. Thank you for inviting me into your day. Until next time, keep listening gently and courageously. Before we part, take a quiet moment today to place your hand over your heart and feel its steady rhythm. That beat has carried you through joys, trials, and the everyday ordinariness that secretly binds love's fabric. Imagine syncing that rhythm with your partners by simply sitting together in silence for 1 minute. No words, no fixes, just shared presence. This small act reminds us that beneath conversations, plans, and worries lies a foundational pulse longing to connect. Write a note on your fridge, 1 minute heart sync, and practice it daily for a week. Notice how calm smiles return, how silence becomes comforting rather than tense. And if this idea helps, leave a comment below describing your experience. Your story may inspire another couple to rekindle their bond. Until our next video, may kindness guide every beat you share. Stay warm, stay hopeful, and keep love's light glowing in every season.